gets an ultrasound every 3 months on her. Talk about money, my poor kid.
Mhm.
But, Marissa said that the heart's not getting any bigger. So maybe they caught it early enough and they can maybe try to reverse this, but it's a genetic thing with the litter. Same with Pico. This liver disease is something that was passed down, which makes me wonder if that's how that mother died from that litter. Remember, she kept telling me the mother was dead from that litter. I don't know.
You got to be careful with breeders. I mean, that's why rescues exist, because, we live in Ohio, there is a ton of like Amish puppy mills, and they just like live outdoors in cages.
Same here in Pencil, all along. They all live, when I go to the wineries, you pass them all in the Great Lakes, Finger Lakes and the Finger Lakes. Yeah. All the Amish, and they have big cages out front with all the puppies.
Mm-hmm. And the females they just have puppies constantly, and they don't get out of their cages. So they have like low strength in their back legs, and they don't know how to walk. Like the dog that I got, granted, he was a boy dog, an adult boy dog. He didn't know how to walk upstairs. I had to like convince him to walk upstairs, to eat food from a bowl. Like he didn't know how to respond to his name. It took a while to learn sit. Like there's all these basic things that, and we haven't even had a complete panel on him. Like he could have diseases as well.
Right. Well, what was happening is my daughter, before she just got a new one, she was trying to find a puppy, another one, because Miss G would just sit at the door all night and cry once Coda passed. Okay. And Marissa's like, I got to get a companion for her. Like she wasn't well. Like, it's so bizarre. They know, obviously. And she was so distraught. Marissa's like, I can't sleep because she paces by the door all night looking for Coda. So she went to look for another puppy, and she ended up with another husky now that was a good fit, but it took her forever. But the rescues were dropping off the puppies to her and letting them stay for a couple days. And it took her a really long time to find this because they had to get along.
That's the best way to do it. Is like a trial. They do like a weekend trial with the dog before you adopt it, because you don't know, like, is it going to get along with the cats or the other dogs?
They have cats too, and she had one dog that only had 3 legs, and he came from Texas, and I went with her here. They drove him all up, and she went there, and we picked him up and we brought him back to the house, and they knew it was going to be temporary, seeing how it worked out. And he was the best dog. He got along great with Miss G, but he didn't like the cats. So she had an extra problem because her sister has cats and they live together. So she had to give him up, but he was an amazing fast. He was running quicker than Miss G with her 4 legs, this 3-legged dog. He was a shepherd mix. But apparently there's this huge problem with heartworm there. So a lot of the dogs that have been coming from Texas all have like this heartworm
positive.
Yeah. Because is something with the outdoors there? I don't know.
So what I learned actually with this one is that, and he's heartworm negative, but heartworm actually travels. So it's not contagious from dog to dog, but it comes from mosquitoes. So if a mosquito bites one, it's like Zika for dogs.
Yes.
And then infects the other one. So in Texas, Louisiana, you have those southern states where it's humid and hot and there's mosquitoes everywhere year round. Yeah. And I'm sure that's why it's
crazy, right? So they were saying that so many of these dogs that came from Texas were having heartworm. Well, a friend of my girlfriend's adopted one of these dogs. I don't know why Rochester, they're getting these dogs, but they're all coming from Texas. There must be working with a rescue there. So she adopted one of these Texas dogs, and it was a mix, probably 50-pound mix. And he had heartworm, and the treatment is horrific because you have got to sit them calmly in a cage for like 6 months and not let them run around once the treatment starts. Yep. And it costed like $4,000. And she did all of this, the dog, but I remember she was doing it, Danielle was like, I feel so bad. Like, this is a puppy who's hyper and they have to keep it laying still in a cage as long.
Yeah, they stay in a kennel the whole time, and they can't play with the other dogs. Not because they're contagious, but because they have to stay like docile.
Yeah, and he had to go for all these treatments, and they had to stay very calm during all these treatments or they wouldn't work for the heart. Yeah. And I was like, what is going on? And I remember Marissa saying that they were testing all those dogs that they were bringing in for heartworm too. And that's why, right? The mosquitoes probably just
go hop from one dog to the other. They're outside.
Yeah. So I bet you somebody here, one of those organizations was working with someone in Texas who was doing all these probably farming them.
I wonder, so there's a group that actually drives, they start somewhere in the South. I don't know if it's Louisiana or Texas.
And they meet each other and they bring them. Yeah.
Well, that's what we do, but it's a truck driver they work with that takes the trucks, like they do a stop in Ohio and then they go up to New England. And I thought it was New York, upstate maybe, and they drop. And so people rescue the dogs. And
yeah, we waited in a parking lot for this huge truck to come with
I bet that's it. It's called Rescue Trips.
Yes. And there was a big truck came and there had to have been 30 families in the parking lot with their little leashes, all waiting for their dog that they were going to get. And that's where we got the 3-legged one that we, and we went there and we waited and the truck pulled up. These poor women were in this car for like hours with all these dogs and they just let them all out one by one, yelled their name, and the little family would run up and got to meet their dog. It was very cute. But he was a great 3-legged dog. But the problem was the cats were not going to work. That Marissa was so upset. She really loved him. But I'm sure he's with a nice family. You know what I mean? The adoption people came back and they said, don't be upset. It takes a long time to find a fit when you have a dog and cats, and we're going to find you a match for Miss G. And they did.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's nice that they work with them like that. I got my first dog from the pound. Yeah, he was, they found him roaming the streets with a really bad infection. He was peeing blood. I don't know how anybody could have got rid of him. He's the cutest little thing. He was only a little puppy then. He was like, he's a Cairn Terrier mix.
My parents have a Rottweiler rescue, and she's the best dog in the world. Like, and whoever had her, she was about, the rescue figured she was about 18 months when they got her. She was found on the streets. Knows like everything, so many commands, like even like roll over and play dead, and like somebody spent a lot of time training this dog, but she's crazy high energy.
That's
and and she's a big girl. Like, they've had Rottweilers for years, and she's probably one of the biggest ones they've had. And she's super, super high energy. Like, she goes. And they figured that was it. Like, she just got to be too much for whoever had her, which works well for my parents. They have a farm, so she's with my mom with the horses all day. So it's great for her. But like, the rescue came and they wanted to see the house and the barn and how she was with the horses. Because who knows, like, if she's a stupid dog that's going to run and get kicked in the head or whatever. But she's really, really good with them. But yeah, like, it's nuts.
Yeah, my kids had a Rottie. My kids have had a bad run, man. Their Rottie died 2 years ago from cancer, and he was only 4. Oh, I guess it's common. Rottweilers get this leukemia. It's very common.
Have like a very specific. Yeah. All have these like.
But yeah, she was huge too. She was a big dog, and I always felt really safe when they had her. Living alone. But. Yep, she got this cancer. Her lymph nodes were swollen, and Alexa's like, I'm just gonna bring her in, and it was leukemia, and she only lived 3 months. It was heartbreaking.
So that's the problem with all those designer dogs, though, right? Because like, you have like all these breeds have specific issues to them, and then you start combining them to make these designer dogs. So then you have like whatever, Chihuahuas are prone to these 3 things, and poodles are prone to these 3 things. Well, now you have a breed that's prone to 6 things. And
yeah, but why is it that the mutts are always, I guess they're not mutts, right?
No, the mutts actually, they have less genetic eventually because they're such a mix that
because a Max is a mutt. I mean, he's got a little bit of a paw licking allergy thing going on, but
there are just so many different breeds that they eventually just dilute down. But if you mix like 1 and 1, like Jen was saying, with the poodle and the Shih Tzu, then you end up with, they still have the strong, like, bad genes.
Dominant traits.
Yeah. All right. What else you got, Jen?
While we're talking about animals, do you want to hear about the asshole kitten this morning?
Yeah.
So I've got this, like, do you know those standing jewelry stands?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one of those in my bedroom, and usually there's nothing on top of it. It's next to my dresser, but I happen to have, like, a basket that I keep all my nail polish and stuff in sitting on top of it. So this morning I'm lying in bed drinking coffee on Facebook. She jumps onto it to get on the dresser, and the whole basket goes flying. They're nail polish bottles. They're okay. Like, they're strong, whatever. Like, 2 minutes later, the smell hits me. I get up and look. There's nail polish everywhere. Like, 4 of the bottles. And they're all, like, bright purples and metallics and blues. Now I have nail polish all over my carpet. I picked up all the glass, bought as much as I can. But, like, it was literally drying so fast. Like, as I was cleaning it, it's already dried on my fingers. How the frig do I get all this off my carpet? Like, can I just come?
Let me tell you, my mother spilled nail polish on the carpet in the house in Florida. And, oh, my God, I was going crazy trying to get it out.
I spilled
can I dump nail polish remover on it?
Yeah, you can try. You'll be able to absorb some of it, but it's not all going to come out.
I'm so annoyed. And it's like white carpet.
Nail polish in my bedroom after I moved out until they replaced the carpet.
I'm so annoyed. And then the reason I was late, so I cleaned the bathroom today. I was sure we were recording at 3:30, not at 3. So I was cleaning the bathroom and I put, like, like the blue jelly stuff in the toilet to clean it. So then I was using, like, spray cleaner on the rest of the bathroom, and I just use, like, a bowl of hot water so I can go and, like, wash everything as I go. So then Cindy texts, she's like, "Are you ready? We're going to record." I'm like, "Oh crap, we're late." So the toilet's soaking with the blue crap, and then I have the bowl of the other cleaner I'm using. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just dump it in the toilet and we're good to go." So I run down here, I get ready, and I'm sitting here thinking, "Oh no, am I going to blow up my I don't know what's in these 2 cleaners."
Yeah.
So that's why I was late to record. I had to run upstairs and flush the toilet because I was like, "Oh my God, am I going to blow up?"
Okay, so wait.
Like,
I always get super confused. You don't mix bleach and ammonia, right?
Yes.
Is that the deadly mix?
Yes.
Oh, because of the chemical that it releases.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really deadly.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, like, and that's why, like, if you have a cat, you can't clean their litter box with bleach because their urine is so high in ammonia, and the 2 mixing make like a deadly gas.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down here ready to turn on my iPad, and I'm like, "Oh crap! I don't know if I'm making gas in the toilet upstairs or what's going on."
Well, I'm telling you, you 2 are thriving in quarantine. I have to say, I am very proud of Lauren. I remember when we Zoomed in the beginning of quarantine, I felt, bad for her because it was just like her and the dog. And I didn't realize you had the Girl Scouts too. So you got to leave or you were Zooming?
All summer. I was out and about. We did crafts. We made tie-dye t-shirts as a troop.
Oh, so there was no COVID there.
Well, we had meetings outdoors during the summer.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, now it's Zoom.
All right. Yeah, because I was worried about you being there 24/7. Jen, I know you go to work now. You leave.
No, we're back home.
Oh, I forgot. So what's going on in Toronto?
What are we going on 3 weeks? February 11th will be 28 days. For this lockdown.
I think that you're more quarantined than Lauren because I remember the first time you ventured out to the grocery store and I'm like, "Bitch, what have you been eating all this time?" I'm like, you were taking this hardcore. Like she was scared to go to the grocery store and it was well into the pandemic.
Oh yeah, I go into the store. I get like shitty vegetables